So we're beginning the letter of James, which Wednesday we move into Lent, so I don't know if when we come back from Lent if we'll be continuing with James or not, so you'll have to read it on your own. What struck me, though, was one of the first lines. Consider it all joy, my brothers and sisters. Consider what all joy? Coming to know Jesus? What is it that we're supposed to consider all joy? When you encounter various trials. Say what? I don't know about you, but when I can encounter various trials, joy is not the first word that comes to my mind. Consider it all joy when you encounter various trials. Okay. For you know that by the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Then he goes on to say, but if any of you lacks wisdom, he should ask God, who gives it to all generously and ungrudgingly. I think very often I understand wisdom to be being able to recognize the finger of God's love moving in my life and the lives of those around me. And I need wisdom. I need a lot of wisdom to be able to recognize in my trials, in my sufferings, in my struggles, to say, this is God's finger of love. Usually I can get there eventually, maybe after much reflection and prayer, and maybe 20 years have gone by, so I can look back and say, okay, I can see God's finger of love there. But to have the wisdom in this moment, when I'm experiencing this trial, be able to say, yes, this is joy, because this is the will of God for me in this moment. And even if it doesn't come from his active will, some sort of evil thing, it comes through his hands to me. And so he is making good out of this. The psalm today, we hear from Psalm 119. Psalm 119 is the longest psalm and the longest chapter in the whole Bible. It's a tour de force, as it were. Has 8 verses for each letter of the Hebrew alphabet. And so the first 8 verses starts with whatever the first letter of the Hebrew alphabet is, that first word. And then the second 8 verses starts with the second letter of the Hebrew alphabet. So it goes all through 22 letters of the Hebrew alphabet. And each saying, can you see? Can you see? And it's all about the law of the Lord. And we hear law and precepts and all these other things about how good it is and wonderful. But this third one is the one that struck me. It is good for me that I've been afflicted. That's probably why they chose it in connection with the first reading. It is good for me that I have been afflicted, that I may learn your statutes. That there's something about our trials, there's something about our afflictions, that we encounter the face of God. After all, he encountered such afflictions, and this is where he shows us his deepest love, dying on the cross for you and for me. And when we experience our trials and our afflictions, we have the opportunity to be closest to the heart of Christ. So let us pray for that wisdom to be able to recognize the finger of God's love in your life and my life, so that we can consider it all joy when we encounter various trials.